Good Sunday morning, everybody. It is the 27th, 20, no, 26th of September. I'm sorry. I've had a bit of a rough morning already. Um, Mostly because, one, I had trouble waking up in the first place, and two, mom had a need, I guess sometime yesterday, last night, whatever, her, uh, something to do with one of the Fire Stick applications kind of went on the fritz, and I had to redo it. Um, and then, of course, Jerry needed help with trying to do something she was having problems with. So it's been one of those mornings where it's like, oh yay, I don't get to wake up slowly, but life happens. I mean, it's stuff that just things go awry, and need help. People need help with doing stuff. So it's not that I'm upset. It's just my day kind of got a rocky start, and hey, it happens. It's life. But I wanted to talk a little bit about life before I do my Bible read. That way, some people can shut the shut everything off before I get to the Bible stuff. Um, Last night, I was the one who cooked, and I did not record it, which my mind wasn't. I was like trying to do three things at once, and recording was a afterthought. But yesterday I did for the first time because usually Jerry helps me with it. It's a pork roast, basically a pork loin with sage, and you can use basically any soft cheese. It calls for a cheese. I think it's called halloumi or something like that. It starts with an H. I don't remember how to pronounce it without getting my Nordic cookbook. Roasted with pear, onion, fennel bulb, balsamic vinegar, and you just brown it on the stove and then finish cooking it in the oven. It's a simple recipe. I'm actually going to try something else later. Well, tonight I just have to pull out the chicken. I forgot to. I'm gonna have to run out and get some sweet potatoes and maybe another one or two items for tonight's dinner. But we have been talking. Well, me, Jerry, Julie, have been talking about plans around the house, and even though mom can do her own foods and whatnot, I'm going to probably try to cook something specifically for mom. Whether it's something simple like ground beef with rice-a-roni, or ground beef with garlic shells, something I know mom will enjoy that's just quick and simple. We don't try to exclude her from any of our plans or anything like that. It's just I know what mom likes. Julie doesn't. Julie tries to make food for healthy reasons for Jerry and herself, and I'll partake if there's enough, which Julie usually makes, and she's made some good food. I won't knock it. I mean, I've tried things that she's cooked. Julie has actually gotten Jerry to go out in the living room and sit in the living room for. Yesterday she was out there for quite some time. I don't know how she's gonna feel this morning. I know she was talking about how she was hurting from Friday's activities. So it's one of those things where it's like we're trying to work within the doctor's requested low impact or excuse me, low impact or basically we're trying to get Jerry's strength up where she can use her walker and whatnot, build up her upper body to support herself with the walker and move from bedroom to living room, bedroom to bathroom. We're planning on some rearrangements of some small stuff. I mean, we have two what's supposed to be planter tables for outside in the bedroom with our Dyson purifier and a cool air or cool mist vaporizer to keep the room from being too warm or stagnant, I guess you'd say. But she's finally, Julie's getting her to move around because I'm too, not really timid. It's more like I'm not forceful enough. I'm too kind, I'm too nice, basically, as Julie put it, when it comes to this situation. I know one of the reasons why the doctor, Jerry, and myself have basically tried to keep the pressure off that knee is because factor if for some reason before they take care of the tumor or mass, whatever you want to call it, in her knee, there's a chance that we could do further damage to the femur. Jerry was talking about, Jerry was saying yesterday that the doctor is going to, after all the x-rays and exams and scans and all that fun stuff that they've done with her knee and whatnot, which is the worst of her problems, the doctor was talking about putting some sort of support brace or some sort of support device. The thing is they can't put anything tight around the knee because of the mass. I'm just going to call it a mass because we don't know what it is. The doctor said tumor. I'm just like, okay, sometimes tumors can be cancerous, but I don't know. So we're not going to throw around the C word because it's just, we don't know. Or at least I don't know. I've heard several different stories and I'm just kind of like, well, is it or is it not? That's all I want to know. Is it or is it not? But Jerry thinks the doctor is going to... I did not go to this appointment Friday because I was working. But the way it sounds is Monday, they're going to sit down. Julie's going to be there. I'm not going to be because I have an appointment basically at the same time. But we're talking about the way it sounds. Put it this way. The way it sounds is the doctor is going to talk about procedures and braces and things of that nature. So I'm hoping if she gets a brace that will at least support her leg without allowing too much pressure on the knee area, that she can do more. Like once we rearrange the room the way I think I'm going to try to do today, she can get up in the middle of the night and use her walker to get from the bedroom to the bathroom. That's the only thing that, well, the only time she's actually gotten to the bathroom with her walker since Julie's been here is because she was already out in the living room. And the day she took her shower. But all in all, things are getting better. Things are looking up and up. Jerry's spirits are on high. And I think that's a combination of having Julie here and... Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. Having Julie here and being able to get, sisterly love, basically. I mean, camaraderie. Julie doesn't pull her punches. She just like, get up. Let's walk to the living room. Get your exercise by walking to the living room, sitting in the chair for a little while. And then when you feel like you can't sit no more, walk back to the bedroom. Maybe stop to the bathroom. I'm happy with that. I really am. I do not know how long Julie plans on staying here, but what I have heard is she has to go back to Vegas um, towards the end of the month because she's already she's already basically said she's going to a wedding for somebody. So she's not going to back out of that, which is, hey, that's fine. She's only going to be gone for, a week at most, which is fine. I'm happy that she came out here. She does say she is returning, and I don't know how much longer, I don't know how long she's going to stay after she returns, because we are fast approaching Thanksgiving and Christmas. But yeah, after my last video where I talked about that she, after her appointment, she went to the Dollar Tree and got a few little Halloween decorations. I was a little upset, yeah. But after sitting down and hearing Jerry's explanation and whatnot, I was like, well, yeah, you're right, because I don't know when I'm going to get up in the attic to get the Halloween decorations to decorate the house. So, understanding what she's going through and why she did it and all her explanations, I went, okay. Besides that, we did plan on trying to go through the old Halloween decorations to purge some of the stuff that we haven't used or either haven't used or don't need type thing. I'm not going to ask Julie to help me with getting stuff out of the attic because she has her own limitations. Basically, she's had rotator cuff problems and she can't lift her arms above a certain level. So Julie wouldn't be able to reach up to grab the box as it's coming out of the attic. So I'll have to do it the one way I did it a couple years ago, where I literally went up in the attic, grabbed a hold of the box, and walked backwards down the stairs while trying to guide the storage box down. And I had Mom out there just to spot me so I wouldn't come off the ladder the wrong way or something like that. But I will figure it out sometime within by next weekend. But anyhow, as for everything around here, it's going great. So let's go ahead and get to the Bible verses I had written down to read today. If we can find my mark. There it is. Okay. Psalms has been an area of a lot of verses that are very inspiring, or not just inspiring, but let's just put it this way. A lot of different verses have a lot of different tones or how they make you feel, basically. But this one kind of, now that I'm taking medication and whatnot for my anxiety and whatnot, this one kind of spoke a little bit to me, and it was Psalms 46:10. He says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations, and I will be exalted in the earth." Well, you think about it, I mean, and this is Old Testament stuff, but you got to realize that one of the things that this verse spoke to me about was the fact that not only just to be still and know, right there, just to be still and know that I am God. That right there was like, okay, yeah, now that my mind is not so anxious and I'm not so, on good days, I'm not bouncing off the walls trying to figure out what I'm doing, I can understand what that's trying to tell me. And as for the second part of being exalted among the nations and exalted in the earth, well, one of the things that the first generation or yeah, I call them the first generation Christians, the apostles, basically. One of their tasks set before them by Jesus was to go amongst the nations, go throughout the known world, basically. Back then it was just the Mediterranean, Rome, Greece, you know, even down to Egypt, and spread the good news, spread the word of God. I had another one. I've got so many of them written down. It's just I should have actually put a mark by the next one I wanted to read. Oh, okay. Psalms 105:4. Look to the Lord and his strength. Seek his face always. I know I've fallen short on that one on many occasions, but like I've said before, even though I start like going off course in studying, you know, the different mythologies, especially the Norse mythologies and you know, the mythologies of the Celts and the Norsemen, I've always returned to my Christianity, you know. And I think it's healthy to get to know the other different belief systems, just so you can understand how God functioned in bringing them to Him. And that to me is, I wouldn't say important, but it has certain tones to my life. Then there's Psalms 121:4, which says, Indeed, he who watches over Israel will neither sleep nor slumber. I don't know why the translators put it like that, because both words kind of mean the same thing, but I might be wrong on that too. So who knows? A lot of the different verses and whatnot that I've been reading lately, granted, are from, some of them are from my cousin Michelle after she passed. Everybody got like a copy of the different notes or different verses she read. That, in effect, are just me reading through the Bible as many times as I have, in all the different highlighted areas for different for different purposes or meanings to me. I'm not the one that uses just one color for the highlighting. It's like I have a color for life lessons. I have a color for just things that I could use throughout my life. Another color for Michelle's Bible verses. So I have like 3 or 4 different colors that I use for different purposes. But let's just say my entire youth, up until probably my early teens, every Sunday we were in church. We probably, my family, mom, myself, and dad, probably stopped going to an actual church after we got back to the States in '84. Mostly because of the fact that my parents couldn't find a church group that they felt comfortable in. Most of the church groups that we were able to find in our area, in Arizona, were big, huge congregations, and my father felt at a loss because there was no like youth activities or family activities. It was go to church, do the church thing, go home. No potlucks, no picnics, nothing. And just the factor of the size alone, my parents weren't comfortable in. I don't blame them. I've been to 1 or 2 large churches and went, no, this is not for me. It doesn't feel personal. It feels like just a building for people to listen to a sermon, sing a couple hymns, do their alms, and go home. I'm more into small personal churches where it's about praising God and not talking about current events. Now, I know because of the way the world is nowadays, we all have to learn how to adapt to current events. But at the same time, it's like when the sermon is more about the current events and how God, and not how God is working in the world today, it kind of goes, it makes me go, this is too, it's more about the politics of things and not the means or methods of how to coexist or live a Christian life within the modern day world. And it seems like more and more people are slipping away from the purpose of the Bible or the meaning behind the Bible, and not trying to live like a Christian in today's world. It's more like it's either somebody preaching against modern day times or somebody just repeating stuff from the news. And well, that's up to the minister who's giving the sermon and whatnot. But it's kind of funny, and this don't take this as bashing the Pope or anything like that. But my sister-in-law Julie, for most of her life, was a very devout Catholic. So was my wife. So I don't really bash them. I try to understand them. But my sister-in-law Julie was talking about how the Pope said that we have to learn how to adapt to the modern times. And he wasn't talking about just, like letting it be. It was more like learning to accept, because that's what Jesus used to, that was Jesus's thing, was to accept others as they are and love them as they are. But that doesn't mean you can't sit down and talk to them. You don't have to use the Bible as a bashing platform or anything like that. You just need to sit there and talk to them and understand whom they are or what they're going through or how they feel, to learn how to love them the way they are. And I think that's the most important thing, is to love each other for whom they are, accept them for whom they are. For most of my life, I had a lot of self-doubt, self-esteem issues, issues in one form or another because of what people said about me or said I would not be able to achieve, or things of a negative nature. And it's taken me, I'm turning 50, so I say it's taken me at least 35 years of my life to see past what other people were saying, to see myself for who I am, accept myself for who I am, accept my faults and defects, because we all have some. In one way or another, we have a fault or a defect. So it's, for whatever reason, I've had to learn to ignore the negativity, put downs, things of that nature. And people get upset because of the fact that I'll remove some of those negative comments because they're just too harsh. It's not the fact that it's a reality it's their opinion of me, but well, like most New Yorkers will say, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. That's fine. People can have whatever opinion they want. Does not mean I have to listen to it. Does not mean I have to deal with it. Does not mean that it's the truth. you know, um, I have a lot of opinions of my own, but does that mean I go, using my opinions to make somebody feel bad? I try not to. Don't always succeed, but I try not to. Um, it's just the way people are nowadays. And yeah, okay, sometimes I speak what I think is true, or at least it's true to me, and people get upset about it, but that's fine. They can get upset about it, but the thing is, it's not going to change my opinion, because my opinion is my opinion. Now, I don't go out every day going, "Oh, no, no, that's not how you do that. This is how you do it." No. To me, the way somebody does something might feel uncomfortable or wrong to me, but that doesn't mean I have the right or should try to correct them, tell them my truth, and make them work my way. No, that does not work in the work environment. There are certain standards and guidelines and things of that nature that we all have to follow. Sometimes I feel comfortable doing my job without a safety glove. Should I? No, no. The reason why they give you a safety glove for jobs using knives or sharp objects is to protect you from an accident, which will in turn protect other people from various types of problems. Like, let's say I'm slicing and dicing vegetables at my job. I forgot to put my safety glove on. The knife slips and I cut myself. Well, that means the knife has to be sanitized. The vegetables that I could have dripped blood on has to get thrown away and I have to start all over. And God forbid it's so bad that I have to go get stitches. That's why the safety glove is there. That's why companies have safety measures. It's just like Christianity. We have safety measures. We have ways of living. Now, we all have our own interpretation or idea of what the Bible is trying to say to us. And we try to live by what we think is being told to us by the Bible. Doesn't mean there's, there is right and wrong. But that doesn't mean there's no room for adjusting. Now, like I said, everybody can have their own opinion, even about the Bible. A lot of people will tell you, no, there's no opinion. The Bible states it clear and whatnot. Well, to those who think that might be your opinion, but that does not mean it's the only opinion. Now, I don't try to twist the Bible or the verses or anything like that to fit my comfort level. I either have to A, be comfortable with what I'm reading, or B, I have to adjust myself. We all have certain comfort levels. I used to have a lot of different comfort levels that I did not think I'd be able to go beyond, but due to lifestyle needs, changes, one thing or another, I've had to either push past my comfort level. It's part of life. And to me, a lot of the Bible, probably about 95% of the Bible, is life. It gives you examples of a good Christian, but it also gives you examples of a not so good Christian. And there are certain parts of the Bible, especially Revelations, that have connecting verses to the Old Testament or throughout the Bible. The Bible is one of those books that you can read it. You can read through the Bible every year. You start in January and finish in December and read through the Bible, verse by verse, chapter by chapter, book by book. And I'm amazed because every time I reread it, I go, oh, I think I now understand what that was. I don't remember if I understood it the year before, but a lot of times it's like, oh, I remember reading this, but my understanding of it is different or is expanded. There are multitude of versions. There's, let's see if I can rattle them all off. King James, New King James, New International Version, the American version, the New American Version. There's a lot of different versions of the Bible written throughout time. King James is one of the oldest ones. Well, not oldest, but one of the ones that most people use. A lot of people here in America use the NIV version. I'm one of those people. The original translation, I think, that was used by the English Catholic Church, which is not part of the Holy Roman Church. And I don't even know what version the Holy Roman Church used, or when the first version of the Holy Roman Church was used. And I can't even remember the name of it, but I think the King James Version was originated in the English Catholic Church. The Holy Bible, which is one of the Bibles I grew up on, in fact, I have one, it's not a King James, it's not a NIV, I don't even think it's a New American Version. I don't know if that came from Rome or anything like that. I can't remember what movie or what documentary or whatever I watched that talked about the original. Oh yeah, the original Gutenberg Bible, and I can't remember if it was printed in Germany or if it was printed in England. But it's the closest thing that we have to a translated version of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Well, it was written before it was put in. Oh, no. Hold on. Sorry, my facts are trying to get cluttered. The Gutenberg Bible was the first Bible printed in mass, or printed on a printing press, not written by scribes or monks, I should say. I think that's what the Gutenberg Bible was. It was the first one actually put out by a printing press, hand-operated, hand-cranked printing press, not written over a long period of time by a group of monks. I think that's right. It's been a year or so since I read that information, so forgive me. But anyhow, I'm starting to rattle on about different things, and I'm sorry. But yeah, that's going to be my vlog for the day. Actually, let me finish the vlog on a different note besides religion. I will show you before and after pictures, but I finally got my desk area cleaned up and usable. I think this is the final area, basically. Well, not the final area, but the final fixing of my desk area. There are stuff on the that's usually behind me when I was sitting at my desk that has to be dealt with, and it cannot be dealt with until after we do the craft room, because it's a bunch of stuff that needs to go back into the craft room, glassware and whatnot, stuff that she uses for crafting. And then there's a few other things that I just have to figure out where I'm going to put it, because I can't do that until I get more space or decide to get rid of it. Most of it I don't want to get rid of. My globe. I think that's about the only thing over there that's mine. The globe, the owl. Yeah. And then try to hang up my other tapestries and whatnot. So I will show you the before and after pictures here at the end of this video, which will be here in a moment. Sorry, I ran out of breath talking too fast. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the question comment section. If you're, excuse me, my throat's starting to get a little froggy. If you liked my video and you are not a subscriber and want to choose to subscribe, I will let you know that every Sunday will be, hopefully every Sunday will be a Bible verse in my video. And then the rest of the week is usually just life event chats or discussions or chats about whatever I'm reading at the time, whether it's finishing up The American Cozy or reading something else. There will be discussions about that. So if you decide to subscribe, you can hit the subscribe button, and once you do that, a little bell will pop up. Click on that bell and YouTube will let you know when I put in my next video. Until next time, you guys have a good day. Bye.